Hello and welcome back. This is Dawn. So today I'm going to be using some more Pink Fresh. This is from their new Sunlit Manor release. I'm going to be using the Blossom Medallion stamps, dies, and stencils. Now originally I thought that was all I was going to be using, but I'll also be using the Sunlit Garden from this release, but I'll show that to you when we get to it. So let's jump right in. Now we are going to be doing a ton of heat embossing. Yes, the OG technique, the gateway drug when it comes to crafting, the thing that got us all hooked. I'm going to be doing so much heat embossing. So I'm going to start by treating my paper here with an anti-static tool. Now this is just going to ensure that I don't have any stray embossing powder sticking where I don't want it to. All right, so I want to stamp this in black ink and then do the ink blending with a stencil. Problem is I want to use lighter colors like mint and yellow and a lighter pink. These colors are notorious for smearing black stamping. And it does not matter how long I let it dry. I can let it dry overnight. I can heat set it. If I go to ink blend yellow over this black stamping, it's going to smear it. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I live in Florida and it's more humid here. I don't know. But there are two ways that you could get around this. Number one, you could stamp your image here in a light colored ink and then leave everything in your stamp positioner. Do your ink blending and then come in and stamp over it with black. Now, for some reason, I've only got a 50-50 shot of nothing having shifted in the process. I know you would think I don't move it. I keep everything in the exact same spot. I can even work right here on the stamp wheel platform and just, do my ink blending on the grip mat right here in the platform. And when I go to stamp it, something will have shifted. I don't know how. Don't ask me. I don't know, but 50-50 chance I'm going to get it to line up. So for me, the 100% way, the 100% way of making sure that I get a clean impression and I don't smear my ink is to trap the ink under clear heat embossing. So I stamp it in black and then stamp it again in clear embossing ink and then heat emboss it with clear embossing powder. So now that black ink is trapped under the embossing powder and it won't smear. So I went ahead and did another set of this on the other side. And then I highly recommend that if you're going to stamp your sentiments in black, like I did, you want those blacks and the finish of the stamping to match. So we're going to have that, it's going to be deeper, and then it's going to have the raised clear embossing on it. So I went ahead and did all of the sentiments the same way, stamped them in black and then heat embossed them with clear. So now I'm ready to do my stenciling. I'm going to go ahead and cut this in half. I do my stenciling on a grip mat. And the great thing about the grip mat is the stencil, the grip mat kind of grabs that stencil and keeps it from moving. By cutting it in half, I leave a little bit of an overhang here, and the stencil actually makes contact with that grip mat and stays in place. All right, for my main colors for these cards, I'm going to be using Passion Fruit, Mimosa, Sunshine, Mint, Spruce Tips, and then I have Sweet Mustard out, but I believe I use Citron instead. We'll see. I can't remember. All right, so layer one, we're going to start with the passion fruit. And like I said, I wanted a more ethereal look for these. So we're going to start with a heavier application in some areas and then just let it fade out. The 1/2 inch brush is great for that initial application. And then I'll switch to the 1/4 inch brush for more targeted or heavier application of color. All right, I used the Mimosa along with a little bit of the passion fruit in the center for the larger flowers here in the lower corner. And then for the other two sets of flowers, I went ahead and just used Sunshine. Again, using that same tactic of going heavier in the center and then fading out to a lighter color. For stencil number 2, I just did a darker version of each of those colors. So for the tulip here, I'm just coming in and going heavier with that passion fruit. And then I'll do the same thing for the other flowers. I'll go heavier with the Sunshine where I used that, and then with the Mimosa for the other. Nothing overcomplicated here, you guys. I know, shocker, right? And then for stencil number 3, I just came in with that Sunshine, put down a layer of that, and then come back in with that Spruce Tips just to give it more of a yellow green and to deepen that up. And then for stencil number 4, I did a light layer of the Mint, and then I used the Spruce Tips at the base of things to just deepen that up a little bit. And then I repeated those same steps for the final stencil. And I did this again for the other set of images that I had heat embossed. So I had 2 sets of florals. And then we're going to work smarter, not harder. I'm going to do all of my die cutting now. So I went ahead and lined up everything using the coordinating dies here and cut everything out. But you didn't think we were done with our heat embossing, did you? Oh no, I told you we were going to be doing a lot of heat embossing. So I grabbed some vellum and we're going to do white heat embossing of vellum. This is something that I do not do enough. It's been a really long time since I even used vellum. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I haven't even used anything in so long. But I mean before that, it's been so long. And you want to add class? Add vellum. Instant class. It makes it so fancy. So that's what we're going to do here. I told you I was going for that ethereal look. So white heat embossing on vellum, instant class. And then, of course, use the coordinating die to die cut out the pieces. Okay, we are almost ready to start assembling, but first we need to do, you guessed it, more heat embossing. Look, I already told you we were going to be doing a lot of heat embossing, and I didn't lie. All right, so we're going to heat emboss this in white onto some mint cardstock from Spellbinders. All right, then I grabbed the blanket stitched brackets die, and I'm going to use the large one here to create another layer. I'm going to use the thirds, the rule of thirds. My mind went blank. I'm going to use the rule of thirds here. 1/3 is going to be that mint color cardstock, and the other 2/3 is going to be the white cardstock here with that blanket detail, that blanket stitch detail. I'm going to arrange the flowers here on the right side. As always, I will take entirely too long to decide how to arrange them, but luckily, thanks to the magic of video, you don't have to watch all that. All right, so I'm going to finally tuck some of these vellum ones that I created, the vellum floral arrangements that we created. I'm going to tuck those in the very back. And then we've got the perfect little spot to nestle our sentiment right in here. But before we do that, we have to adhere it. And I'm going to save myself some trouble. I'm going to use press and seal to pick up the entire arrangement. And then I can use liquid and foam adhesive to adhere this to the white panel. I use the liquid adhesive on the vellum pieces, and then I'll use foam adhesive on the other pieces. And instead of varying the heights this time, I'm just going to adhere them all as one. So I'm going to put foam adhesive everywhere on the back of this and then just adhere the whole thing at once. I know, shocker, right? But I just didn't think that the design would benefit from having different levels of foam tape here. One layer was plenty. All right, flip it over, cut off any excess, and then adhere that using foam tape. Now for the sentiment, we've got an uneven surface here. So that green is lower than the white because we've got that foam tape behind it. So once we stack these with 2 blanks, I'm going to add a little bit of foam tape to the left side of the sentiment. And then I'm going to use liquid adhesive on the right side. So that foam tape on the left side is going to compensate for the foam tape under the white panel there. So then the sentiment will be flush. It creates that creates a level surface. Creates a level surface for the sentiment. Okay, so all I have left to do is adhere this to a card base, but we're not done yet because I did 2 sets of those florals, so I still have more flowers left over, and I tweaked the design just a little bit. So I heat embossed this one. I white heat embossed onto chiffon cardstock, but the white wasn't showing up quite as much as I wanted it to. So I tested on the left side. I knew it would be covered by the panel just in case I didn't like it. I tested a little bit of ink blending of that passion fruit over the chiffon cardstock from Spellbinders, and it blended beautifully. So I went ahead and did that on the entire background here so that the white stands out just a little bit more. Such an easy fix. And then for this card, I just flipped it, kind of did the reverse. I did the white on the left 1/3, and then I arranged the flowers there on the left. I did use one flower set less on this one, so I'll have 1 left over to make a 3rd card. All right, and for that card, I decided to, again, use that sunlit garden background, but instead of doing it white on a colored cardstock, I decided to do it in black on white cardstock. And again, I'm going to use that same trick of trapping the black under the heat embossing. So I stamped it in black, cleaned my stamp, stamped it in clear embossing ink, then added my embossing powder and then melted that. I used the same color palette. So here I used the passion fruit and the sunshine, and then a heavier layer of that passion fruit and sunshine on layer 2, mimosa, and then I added in a little bay leaf on layer 3. And then layer 4, I used passion fruit and then I added gathered twigs, and then mint and spruce tips for the last 2 layers. And then playing off of that blanket stitch from the other cards, I grabbed the nested elongated ovals and the nested elongated oval blanket stitch dies. That's a mouthful. And I cut both of those from white cardstock. And it still felt a little bit plain, like it needed something. So I grabbed the petal grid press plate here, But instead of using it with the Better Press, I just used it with my Platinum 6. I put the press plate down and I put the oval on top of that, and then I put down the embossing mat, and then I put down the D adapter plate and ran that through my Platinum, and I love the texture that this gave. It's so deep. Like, I don't know why it never occurred to me to use my press plates with my Platinum like this. Anyway, I'll be doing it from now on. It gives a beautiful, beautiful deep impression. Anyway, for the layout, I went with my tried and true front and center. Anytime you're stumped or you just want to make a card but you don't want to fuss, go with the front and center layout. Bring that focal point like it sounds, front and center. Use some foam adhesive here. I trimmed down that back panel so it's now 4 by 5 1/4. Adhered that with foam tape and then added the focal panel here right to the middle and centered the sentiment right underneath our flowers there, and that finishes this card. So let's go ahead and recap all three. Take a look at those. Again, these feature a ton of that OG technique, heat embossing, the thing that probably hooked a lot of us with crafting. Here we've got that white heat embossing in the background. We've trapped that black ink underneath the clear heat embossing so that we could use these lighter colors without smearing that black ink everywhere. So frustrating when that happens. We utilized the white heat embossing on the vellum there. It adds an extra little touch of class. And then, of course, our bonus card where we just had some leftover pieces. So I decided to use that stencil there with the sunlit garden. Love how colorful this one is, but it still matches because we use the same color palette. All right, guys, that's it. I hope that you enjoyed this one. As always, all of the featured products will be listed and linked in the description box below. So if you're looking for anything, make sure to check there. Thank you guys so much for your patience. I am going to get back on a regular schedule now that I am feeling better. So look out for that. As always, I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.